morning, our first one of the week. And that is because, you guys, I was so sick on Monday. I am so incredibly sorry. I think this is the first time in 5 years since starting this channel that I not canceled. I just didn't, and this happened, cherry on top, that I did not go live and I did not give anyone a heads up. I wasn't even able to text in the members only group chat. I was so unwell, you guys, on Monday. Over the weekend, I traveled to Texas. I was going for work and to see family, and coming where I was in Round Top, which is like an hour outside of Austin, Texas. We had to drive back, like I had to drive back to Austin, obviously, to fly out. And driving back Monday, halfway back to Austin, I got hit with the craziest stomach bug. I will not go into details, but just know I have not been that sick in years. I have not experienced something like that. It was so bad that I was not able to take my flight Tuesday morning. I ended up having to stay in Austin an extra day to recover. And so I didn't get back to LA until today. I got back really early this morning. And I am doing much better, feeling much better. I know I still look not great, but you know, I was up at 3 o'clock this morning getting back. But I just, you guys, I just wanted to apologize. I felt so badly Monday, the fact that I literally not only didn't have the live, but also didn't let y'all know what was going on. But I just truly was like, I was down bad. I don't know how else to describe it. Down bad, crying at the gym, amongst a lot of other things. And it was crazy. It was absolutely crazy, but I'm so thankful that I was staying with family. I was so thankful that I was in a place that I was definitely able to stay an extra day. And yeah, I just, like, all things considered, it could have been way worse. So I'm just thankful I was, again, at a place where if I was gonna get sick, it's the ideal place to get sick. But yeah, it was just nuts. So very happy to be back here with y'all. We are gonna have a little bit of a shorter of a happy hour hang today, just because I am still a little tired. And just, we are getting on the other side of this. But we're still gonna get into some tea, you know what I mean? We're gonna talk about Kevin Federline and this tell-all book that he's peddling about Britney Spears. We're gonna be talking about Kim Kardashian and her Call Her Daddy interview. We're gonna be talking about Hailey's interview with the Wall Street Journal and how she got snippy when she got asked about being compared to Selena Gomez. And then we're also going to talk a little bit about this allegation that Taylor Swift shaded Kayla Nicole with a gift that she sent another celebrity. Thank you guys so much for the sweet words in the chat. I see George is in here, Jenny is in here, Vicky is in here as well, Amy, Jody, Robert, Joy is in here. Hello. I'm seeing everyone. Tamara is in here as well. Jody said, I literally was thinking Madison must be really going through it to not even post that there's no live, which made me worried. No, I know, you guys. I thought about that after the fact. I was like, oh, people probably are thinking the worst. Like, you guys say that my family and we have Hispanic panic. I was thinking, I was like, people are probably like, I don't even know. I didn't even know what you were thinking, but you know me. You know I always post in the community tab when I am not going to have a live. And so I was down bad. Like the only way that I can describe it is down bad. Like really down bad. It was crazy. And like I'm giggling about it now, but it was yeah, it was nuts. And like I said, I didn't even text in the members only group chat, which normally I would at least be able to muster up, hi Miss Heather, a post in there, but truly I didn't even post in there. My cousin, you guys know cousin, sometimes I don't think she's in the chat yet, but also hi LH, cousin tried calling me and I saw her try calling me and I was like, oh no, I was like, I was like, she's trying to call me to make sure I'm alive and like ask what's going on. And I like couldn't even answer the phone. I just texted her and I was like, it's not good. I actually sent her, I couldn't even like fully tell her what was going on. I screenshotted her what I texted Mama Hill. I was like, this is what I sent Mom, not well, canceling my, at that point I was still thinking I might try to make my flight, but it was shortly thereafter when I realized nothing was staying down that I was like, I can't be on a plane in 8 hours. And so I decided to rearrange my travel, and again, it's all fine. We're fine now. You know what I mean? But let me tell you, it was a 36-hour bug and it came in hot and thankfully is done. But it was crazy. It was a crazy little 36-hour situation. I actually went and got, if anyone's in the Austin area, I went to Drip Bar and got an IV yesterday because I was so dehydrated, fluids. Lovely people, lovely establishment, very reasonable and affordable. But yeah, it's called Drip Bar. Super sweet, great place. I've been trying to stay hydrated today. And also sorry for the TMIs of this conversation, but I just wanted y'all to know, like, I would not, no call, no show, so to say, if it was not an emergency. Not emergency, but just a dire situation, if you will. Also, Turquoise Valley said, after watcher here, nursing student, so my time is not my own. Oh my gosh, shout out to you. Nursing school is no joke. Class starts in 20 minutes. Just stopping in to wish everyone a good rest of the week. Can't wait to catch up on the tea tonight. Yes, and keep up all the good work. Nursing school is no joke. You got this. We are in your corner. No, trust me, today I have been feeling so much better. I have been eating all the things, like back to it. Got back to LA early this morning. And had like my fave things. So we are back, you guys. I had a whole row to myself on the plane this morning too. You know, that's always a sign of like a good luck, a good day. You know what I mean? When you get on a flight, it's not full and you get a whole row to yourself. I was able to sleep. It was great. It was incredible. It was amazing. Also, hi Jessica. Hello. I also have my water right here. You guys, it's very much hydrating. I'm wearing my cute shirt I got. Look how cute this shirt is that I found at one of the fun little stores in Round Top. So cute, obsessed. We're thriving over here. Also, you guys, so exciting. One of the Spicy Girls gets in town tonight. Two of the Spicy Girls are coming in town for a concert in LA. One of them gets in town tonight, which is so exciting. I literally can't wait to be reunited. This nail is really bothering me. So, you know, we are counting Monday and Tuesday as just a little blip. It was just a quick little thing and life continues. You know what I mean? We're continuing to push through. But let's go ahead and get into the tea because I want to make sure we have plenty of time to discuss everything and get into it all. Tamara said, yes, now I have to clean everything. That is true, except Tamara, I was not at my own home. So I was sick in someone else's home and I actually got it from them. So but it's worked its way through the fam. My place, thankfully, I came home and it is spick and span just like I left it, which feels unfair. But yeah. That is, yeah, I know. It's not really fair. I know. Oh my gosh, Justice said currently watching from Germany. Have the best time. That sounds amazing. Okay, getting into the tea, you guys. We're kicking things off talking about Kevin Federline. Then we're going to talk about Kim K. Then Selena and Hailey. Then this Taylor Swift tea. So Kevin Federline is releasing a tell-all book about his life, but of course, a large part of that book is about Britney Spears and his relationship with Britney Spears. He makes a lot of allegations in this book. He talks about her social media posts and how they're erratic and how you can tell that she's clearly on something. He claims that he walked in on Britney Spears cheating on him with a female dancer when they were in Amsterdam. He claims that she would stand in their son's doorway with a knife. All kinds of just wild accusations, okay? He spoke to TMZ this morning because he's obviously getting a ton of backlash. I'm laughing at Dave's comment. He's obviously getting a lot of backlash because people are saying all of the things that y'all are saying. Money grab, I won't be reading, the audacity. Why is he speaking about this now? Which he did an interview with Entertainment Tonight, and he claims he didn't want to speak about it until now because now his sons are older and they can understand where he's coming from. Allegedly, that's what he's telling himself to be able to sleep at night. Anyway, he spoke to TMZ this morning and he said that this book is a cry for help for Britney and their two sons. He wants people to know about their situation. He said that he needs people to read his book to truly understand the conservatorship. He said him and the family have been vilified for years over what was a difficult situation. He said everyone was always united in wanting Britney healthy and happy. Now, Britney's team has obviously released a statement combating Kevin Federline and everything that he is saying in this book. The statement says, quote, with news from Kevin's book breaking, once again, he and others are profiting off of her, and sadly, it comes after child support has ended with Kevin. All she cares about are her kids, Sean Preston and Jaden James, and their well-being during this sensationalism. She detailed her journey in her memoir, The Woman in Me. So basically the statement is saying, this is a money grab. Convenient how this comes after Britney's child support payments have stopped. All she cares about is her sons. And if you want to hear her side of the story, go ahead and read her book. I mean, here's the thing. I cannot believe that Kevin Federline thought this would be a good idea. I can't imagine that this is, I mean, obviously this is bringing him money because the publisher paid him. But I can't imagine the publisher is going to recoup that much on their deal because I feel like people would much rather not buy this book in protest than buy this book to try to figure out what Kevin Federline wrote in there. Call me crazy. I don't think people are that nosy to want to hear what Kevin Federline has to say because I think a lot of people are very much do not give this man a dime because he's trying to profit off of talking poorly about Britney Spears. At least that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping people are not into this book because I just feel like we didn't need this. Kevin Federline has done several interviews over the years. He's done magazine interviews. He's done all of the things. I don't feel like we need a Kevin Federline tell-all. I don't feel like we need one more person out there saying, I'm really doing this just because I'm worried about Britney and I want her to be the healthiest, happiest version of herself. Whenever you are doing something that is making you money in the same breath as being like, but I just want Britney to be healthy and happy, it doesn't come off as authentic. You know what I mean? Like, you're saying you want her to be healthy and happy, but yet you're telling the world she allegedly used to stand in the doorway of your son's room with a knife. It's not giving you want her to be healthy and happy, because if you wanted her to be healthy and happy, you wouldn't be putting those stories out there to the public. You would be doing something to make sure she was actually getting healthy and happy. Like, you can't have it both ways. You know what I mean? Color said, what? Kfed has a book coming out. LMAO, looks like he needs money because the kids, and the money train has been cut. He is no longer receiving any child support. Which again, he can sit there and say, I'm doing this now because my kids are old enough to know where I'm coming from. If that's what he needs to say in order to make himself feel better and try to sell a couple books, okay. I personally am not buying it. I guess maybe the only part I would be mildly interested in is the part about the conservatorship, just seeing their POV. But at the end of the day, I think that conservatorship might have started as a way to help Britney, but along the process, it stopped doing that. So regardless of what Kevin Federline wants to say, they were vilified, whatever. It started as one thing and became something else 12 years later. You know what I mean? So I feel like that would be the only part that I would maybe be slightly interested in seeing their POV. But other than that, I don't need to hear his allegations against Britney. Just my own personal feelings about it. It feels very money grab to me. It feels inauthentic. It feels like we're doing this for the wrong reasons. No part about this book feels like it's coming from a genuine place of care. Again, just my own personal opinion. Okay. Gigi said, shame on him. No one is checking for him. Also, Kevin Federline was in the WWE and he flopped big time. Oh, I didn't know that, Patty. I mean, he's grasping at a lot of things, and now he's trying a book. So I feel like he's not going to be getting any customers here in the House of Hill. I feel pretty secure and safe in saying that. But, you know, mazel tov. Okay, you guys, give this video, also give this video a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. I forgot to say that at the beginning because obviously my brain is all over the place. Definitely give this video a thumbs up if you haven't already. Also, shout out to everyone who is after watching right now. These happy hour hangs could not continue without you. And also shout out to all of our International House of Hill members and everyone who's watching internationally right now. Thanks for making us an international fam. Okay, moving on to Miss Kim Kardashian. She was on Call Her Daddy with Alex Cooper. No, I did not see Mr. Fulton's going to be on American Idol November 1st. Slay! That's amazing! Congratulations! Oh, we're back. We're back. That was crazy. Yeah, I think we're back. Okay, moving on to Kim Kardashian. I think I should be back by now. Let me know, let me know, let me know. Ooh, that was a bad note. Okay, yeah, we're back. Okay. Okay, so Kim Kardashian, y'all, on Call Her Daddy with Alex Cooper. She opened up a lot about Kanye West and their relationship and the end of their marriage. She said when it came to the end of their marriage, she just couldn't deal with a lot. Obviously he had erratic behavior, but she said she also didn't like being with someone who spoke ill about her kid's grandmother and their aunts publicly. She said she didn't like the instability that came along with his erratic behavior. She said that when he was having an episode, sometimes she would come home and Kanye would have given 5 of their cars away. So she never really knew what the heck was going on or what she was going to wake up to. So she said there was a lot of instability when it came to finances, emotions. She said never really physically, obviously, but it was just the fact that she would wake up and not know who she was waking up to. Like, that was just a lot of stress and a lot of strain. She said that their co-parenting dynamic is, what do you think co-parenting with Kanye West is like? That's what she said back to Alex Cooper. Alex Cooper's like, what's it like co-parenting with Kanye West? And Kim Kardashian said, what do you think it's like co-parenting with Kanye West? She said that she pushes for the kids to see him all the time. And she knows that Kanye knows that. But she also has to step in and protect them from certain things. She said that whenever Kanye calls and asks to see the kids, he does. However, it's probably been a couple of months since they've heard from him. Isn't that crazy? Kim said her kids know that he lives a big life traveling and is always living in another country. She said that they manage it really well. She also said that she's single and she's content. She said that she's had a lot of fun and right now her focus is her kids and her life. Although she said North told her that she needs to get a boyfriend. Crazy. I cannot believe it has allegedly, according to Kim Kardashian, been a couple of months since they've heard from him. Not just seen him, since they've heard from him. That's nuts. You know, I know a lot of people give, yeah, someone's car is going off. I know a lot of people give Kim Kardashian a hard time. You guys, I don't know, someone's car is going off in the street. I wish I knew what the drama was with it. I know people give Kim Kardashian a hard time because they feel like she has all the help in the world and she shouldn't consider herself a single mom. She has a whole village around her helping her raise her kids. All of that is true and I don't disagree. She does have way more help than the average person. However, I do think from like an emotional standpoint, it would be incredibly, incredibly hard to co-parent with someone who goes months, allegedly, without calling their kids and checking in. Like, that's a tough situation. You know what I mean? Say what you will. Again, she has the resources, she has the money, she has the people around her, 1000%. But from an emotional standpoint, having to explain to your kids why they haven't heard from their dad, why he hasn't called, why you're not seeing him, I feel like that would be hard, you know? And again, all the stuff that led to their divorce, also difficult. Like, I can't imagine being in a relationship where you literally don't know what you're waking up to that day. You know what I mean? Am I going to wake up to the person I married? Or am I going to wake up to the person who's giving away our cars when I get home? Like, that is really, really difficult. Is he in the United States? She didn't say. She said that the kids know that he travels a lot and that he's always in a different country. She said the kids know he lives a big life. And so it doesn't sound like he's here. It sounds like he's traveling around. I don't really know. Again, it feels like a very up and down, difficult situation is what it sounds like, truthfully. Jenny said, my mom said my dad, he was just fine, just didn't want to see us. I liked jail better. It's a tough situation regardless. I feel like with Kim, it's easy to judge. It's easy to be like, and I'm not sitting here being like, oh, we should all, feel bad for Kim Kardashian. I'm just saying, I think we can acknowledge that for the kids' sake, that has to be tough. I at least feel like I'm sitting back here and acknowledging, like, I would never want to be in a position where I have to explain to my kids why they haven't heard from their dad in months. Like, I hope that never finds me. You know what I mean? I think that is a really challenging situation and really difficult. Crystal Vibe says, resources don't make up for the father of your children being absent. T, exactly, for sure. Okay, moving on. Let's get into this. Selena Gomez, Hailey Bieber tea. Then we're going to end with a little Taylor Swift, obviously. Selena Gomez, Hailey Bieber. So Hailey Bieber did an interview with the Wall Street Journal, and she was asked about Rhode being compared to other brands in Sephora. Because remember, Rhode is now finally, after years, making their way into Sephora. Hailey said, quote, "I think there is space for everybody. I don't feel competitive with people that I'm not inspired by." Okay. Then when the reporter tried to press Hailey on how she feels about being compared to Selena Gomez specifically and Rare Beauty specifically, Hailey's publicist shut the question down. Hailey's publicist was like, "We're not answering that." And then Hailey responded about being pit against other women and being pit against other people. And she said, quote, "It's always annoying being pitted against other people. I didn't ask for that. When people want to see you a certain way and they've made up a story about you in their minds, it's not up to you to change that." So again, it's very much speaking out of both sides of our mouth, right? I'm not competitive with people I'm not inspired by. Shade. Then it's always annoying being pitted against other people. I didn't ask for that. When people want to see you a certain way, they're just going to. It's not my fault. Okay. Which is it, girly pop? Again, I personally felt like I don't feel competitive with people I'm not inspired by. Whether or not that's shade towards Selena or shade, I just feel like that's a shady comment in general. There are so many female-owned brands in Sephora. I just feel like that definitely was shady. I feel like it would have been better to just say, I think there's space for everybody. But again, if you want to be shady, you want to take a jab, you want to take a hit, do so. I love pettiness. I love a petty queen. But my thing is, then keep that energy. You know what I mean? Then don't be like, oh, it's always so annoying being pitted against other people. Okay, well, you're kind of continuing the narrative by saying, I don't feel competitive with people I'm not inspired by. You're not inspired by Rihanna? I'm inspired by Rihanna. You're not inspired by Lady Gaga? I'm inspired by Lady Gaga. Their brands are in Sephora. You know what I mean? You're not inspired by Charlotte Tilbury? She has completely taken her brand all the way to the top. Bobbi Brown? I mean, like, all of the brands. There's so many brands in Sephora that I would think you would be inspired by. Definitely came across as shady. Definitely came across as a jab. And it really felt like a jab specifically at Selena, because I feel like if she was pressed on Fenty or, like I said, Lady Gaga's line, it would have been a different tone. But very interesting. She also made an interesting comment about the constant speculation about her and Justin's marriage. Hailey said, quote, "We're both really finding our voices of who we are, and I believe both really walking authentically in what it is we actually want to be doing." I thought that was interesting, because normally when she's asked about the criticism her and Justin face, she's very defensive and very much always talking about how happy they are and how the public perception isn't reality and they're very happy and XYZ. And that's not quite what she's saying here. She's saying we're both really finding our voices of who we are, And I believe both really walking authentically in what it is we actually want to be doing. It's very much giving we're building our own personal brands. And it's very much giving I don't fully subscribe to what Justin's doing on social media, but he's finding his voice and we're both doing what we want to be doing. And I don't know, I just thought that was interesting because it's very different from comments that she's made in the past when it comes to defending her marriage. So, I don't know. Interesting. She also talked about how her confidence is, grown since becoming a mom, how now things that used to bother her don't bother her anymore since becoming a mom. She's not only an advocate for her child, but also for herself. All of those things were mentioned too, but I thought the little quips about being compared to people were the most tea-filled and the most interesting to me. Anyway, but you guys, if you are here and you haven't given this video a thumbs up yet, please go ahead and do so. We have over 100 people watching, and if you could give this video a thumbs up, it does help, especially because this is a little bit of a shorter live. It helps YouTube know people are watching and engaging, and it'll help people get their notification if they haven't gotten it yet. Okay, Taylor Swift and Kayla Nicole, you guys. So people are thinking that Taylor Swift took a little jab, a little shade at Travis Kelce's ex, Kayla Nicole. We know people think that there's a line in, is it The Fate of Ophelia? Yes. The Fate of Ophelia. Oh no, is it Opalite? It might be Opalite. No, it's Opalite. People think that there's a little jab at Travis Kelce's ex in that song, but now people think that this was a jab from, Opalite. Thank you, guys. Taylor Swift, Kayla Nicole. So, Tiana Taylor recently posted that she received Life of a Showgirl merch from Taylor Swift. Posted on her Instagram story and said, "Thank you, Tay-Tay." A little backstory. When Kayla Nicole appeared on Angel Reese's podcast, this was in the past, she talked about her breakup from Travis Kelce, but she also talked about her breakup from an NBA player who she was dating. And she said she moved to New York for this guy, but he shortly after dumped her and started dating a celebrity. She didn't name the celebrity, didn't name the NBA player. She just said it was another high-profile relationship. People loved them. She was heartbroken. She was upset. She said people were shipping them. And she said that year for Halloween, she dressed up as said celebrity. As like a dig, I guess, at the ex. I don't know. I think that's low-key, I'm just saying that's a weird move. If I was dating an NBA player and he dumped me for a celebrity, I'm not going as that celebrity for Halloween. Like, why would I do that? That's kind of weird, in my own opinion. I feel like that doesn't come across as like, ooh, savage, slay. I feel like that comes across as, okay, kind of spooky, kind of crazy, kind of weird, right? Okay, I'm like, that just doesn't feel like a move for me. You know what I mean? Like, but okay, she did it. It is what it is. People put it together. They realized she was talking about Tiana Taylor. So now they're saying that Taylor Swift sending her merch is a slight dig at Kayla Nicole because it's like a full circle moment. What do we think? Do we think Taylor is really a mastermind and Taylor really went to this level of trying to throw a little dig at Kayla Nicole? LH said seems like a reach. I honestly could go 50-50 on it. And, you know, and I know people are gonna be like, Madison, you always defend Taylor. And you know what? I don't always defend. If she did something that didn't need to be defended, I wouldn't defend her. However, I am once again going to say, Kayla Nicole, you guys, has done several interviews, a reality show. She has done multiple things to bring up Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce and make that part of her story. Okay? She started this whole thing. When they started dating, she posted a shady Instagram caption. The Swifties came for her. And since then, she has talked about them. I wouldn't say constantly, but I would say consistently. Okay? Taylor and Travis have not said one thing until that one little line in Opalite, and now possibly sending somebody merch who Kayla Nicole had beef with. And you know what? If that's Taylor Swift getting her little digs in, I think it's more than fair. We let Kayla Nicole chirp about these two for over a year. Let Taylor Swift have two little things that hit back. Just so Kayla Nicole knows, we hear you, we see you, and we're not having a drop of upper lip sweat about it, okay? And if you think you can play the game, I can play the game better, because the shade that I'm gonna pull is deep, intervened, and just, or intertwined, and honestly just too good. Too good. I mean, I think the whole thing about her dressing up as her for Halloween, crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. Wild. But I don't know. I thought if it is meant to be a little shade, I don't think it's unwarranted. Because again, Kayla Nicole did technically start this. So, just saying. My own opinion, my own 2 cents. You can agree, you can disagree. But that's what people are saying. If you're seeing headlines about Taylor Swift shading Kayla Nicole, that's what it's all about. No, the ex didn't dress up as Taylor. The ex dressed up as Tiana Taylor. She was talking about a different relationship at the time. Crazy. So, exactly, Jessica Taylor got the ring. And that's all that matters. They're going to live happily ever after. The Chiefs won, too. Although, all my Lions people in the chat, we did have a little post-game scuffle. That was crazy. Didn't love that. But at least the Chiefs fans and the Lions fans here are friends. And that's all that matters. Because that was crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But, y'all, that is all the tea I have for you today. What happened? Oh, at the Chiefs game, there was a fight that broke out at the end. It was crazy between the Lions and the Chiefs. It was not great. Not great. I'm laughing. Let's go Raiders. You know what? We all have our team. We all have our team, and I love that we all root for them. That's all that matters. But the Chiefs won, thankfully. Hopefully we're on the up, you guys. We're on the up. We're on the up. We're on the up. Fingers freaking crossed. But that is all the tea I have for you. You guys, give this video a thumbs up if you haven't done so already. If you're new here, subscribe, stick around. Definitely don't forget about the membership. Super easy to join. Right next to the subscribe button, you'll see the join button. Also, make sure you're following me on Instagram and TikTok. All of that good stuff. You guys, again, thank you for just being you. I apologize again for Monday, and we will be back next week with our regularly scheduled programming for our Monday happy hour hang at 3:30 Pacific Standard Time. You guys have a fantastic, fantastic rest of your evening. Tiffany, so glad you at least got to pop in and say hello, and I will see y'all on Monday. Bye, guys.